Hello there. What if I told you that after watching this video, you will be smarter, wiser, and able to make more intelligent decisions than you were at the start of this video? Wouldn't that be great? Well, stick around and watch this video from the start to the end. This video itself is part of a trilogy I call the Smart Person Trilogy. After watching all three of these videos, you will be amazed at how spending a few minutes of your time watching these videos will improve every aspect of your reasoning. With that said, let's get started.
When it comes to people whom many regard as smart, what is it about them that makes them smart? Is it having knowledge about a variety of things like Leonardo da Vinci, who knew a lot about various subjects besides art like engineering and anatomy? Perhaps they are an expert in a particular field like Albert Einstein when it comes to physics. Or maybe they can invent amazing things like Thomas Edison. These are all characteristics that many people associate with people who are smart. Now, while the characteristics may seem different, they all share an important feature. What is that feature? Well, that feature is knowing how to think, not what to think. Why do I say this is the unifying feature of those three characteristics? It's because those characteristics are the result of years of continuous learning, but being a walking encyclopedia of information is not enough to be smart. Why do I say that? I say that because there is a lot of information out there, especially in the technological age at our fingertips. However, some information is true while other information is false. Therefore, just simply memorizing all that information is not enough to be smart because you must be able to separate the truth from the ocean of information out there. It's kind of like finding a needle in a haystack. It's only with true information that a person will be able to do remarkable things in this world and have the characteristics of a smart person. Now, when it comes to truth-seeking, wouldn't it be great if we had a mental toolbox for truth-seeking? Well, thanks to the work of many people throughout history from ancient times to present day, humanity has developed a mental toolbox for truth-seeking, and that toolbox is called critical thinking. But what is that? Well, put simply, it is making sure you have good reasons for your beliefs. A good reason makes the belief probable or likely to be true. The best reasons make it certain. Now, I know what you may be thinking. This may seem a lot like common sense, but this is very important because people throughout history and in present day have used faulty reasoning and as a result believe in things that are false. Sometimes these false things have led to people's health and wealth being placed at serious risk. This in turn hinders society's progress. For the world to progress, our ideology needs to catch up to our advancing technology. All this then raises the question, how the heck does one determine if they have good reasons or not? In order to do this, we first need to be able to visualize what our reasons are. To do that, we use arguments. Now, what are arguments? Did this image pop up in your toolbox, aka your brain? Well, in this video, arguments are not yelling nor fighting matches, so let's get these goons out of here, shall we? Arguments are a way to visualize and evaluate reasoning, whether it be your reasoning or someone else's reasoning. This is important to realize because they are the foundation for all your beliefs. Why do I say that? I say that because every belief that you have is the result of a reasoning for it. And since arguments are a means to visualize this reasoning, this in turn means that everything you believe in is the result of an argument. But what does an argument look like? Well, the standard form of an argument looks like this. An argument consists of a set of statements called premises that together comprise a reason for a further statement called the conclusion. You could have one premise, two premises, or more premises in an argument. The conclusion is the belief or statement that you or another person believes, and the premises are the statements that provide support for the conclusion. Now, at this point, you might be confused, like our penguin buddy over here, thinking, what is this guy talking about with the standard form of an argument? Fear not, I will explain this in detail now. The standard form may look weird at first because you typically do not communicate arguments like that. Typically, arguments look something like this in everyday conversation. I believe X because Y and Z. For example, I believe I am mortal because all humans are mortal and I am a human. In standard form, it would look like this. Premise 1. All humans are mortal. Premise 2. I am a human. Conclusion. I am mortal. The standard form is an easier way to visualize and evaluate arguments. This is especially important because sometimes a person can present an argument that is very lengthy, and being able to convert it into standard form makes it easier to visualize and evaluate it. Since we now know how to visualize reasoning with arguments, let's now talk about evaluating them. The evaluation of an argument is a two-step process. In the first step, you want to evaluate if the premises do support the conclusion. In other words, if the premises are all true, then is the conclusion guaranteed or very likely to be true? The second step is to check if all the premises are actually true. Now, here's a key point. You only go to the second step after the argument passes the first step. If the argument fails the first step, then you are done. This is because when an argument fails the first step, this means that the premises do not support the conclusion. Therefore, the premises, even if they were all true, would not guarantee nor make the conclusion very likely to be true since the premises do not support the conclusion. To better understand this point, a good way is to do a few demonstrations with the two-step process. But before we evaluate arguments, it is very important to know what type of argument we are looking at to evaluate it properly. This is the subject of the second video in this trilogy, and I hope to see you there.